Building regulations have existed in Northern Ireland in their current form since 1973. They evolve over time, and progressively sustainability issues have become key themes in these regulations. Examples of these are the conservation of fossil fuels. In 1997, the UK government signed up to the Kyoto Protocol and set a target of a 20% reduction in CO2 emissions by the year 2010. As buildings create almost 50% of CO2 emissions to the atmosphere, clearly we must design and build our buildings in a much more energy efficient manner. The regulations exist to ensure that that is the case. Building regulations consider a holistic approach to the building design. That is, they balance the thermal properties of your walls, floors and ceilings with other important factors such as the area of glazing, the size and shape of your building, the efficiency of your heating boiler, and whether or not you have any low or zero carbon technologies which provide green energy to the building. This is calculated using what's called the National Calculation Methodology, and that enables building owners and prospective purchasers to compare one building type with another. The National Calculation Methodology sets a target or limiting carbon emissions value for all building types. All designs approved through building control must produce less carbon dioxide emissions to the atmosphere than that target. Building regulations set standards to ensure that all buildings being built, extended or renovated have suitable drainage systems to ensure that foul water is conveyed away from the building to a suitable discharge. Examples of these are to mains drainage systems or to private septic tanks. Not only does this protect the people of health in and around buildings, but it also protects the environment from pollution caused by the discharge of foul water contaminants. Recently, regulations have been introduced to control oil and liquefied gas tank storage. These regulations ensure that tanks which are sited in risk locations are integrally bonded. This is necessary because the discharge of oil or liquefied gas to the ground can cause significant environmental damage. Risk locations are tanks which are sited near reservoirs, streams, gullies or drains. When assessing proposals and inspecting works on site, we in Building Control aim to ensure that the built environment is accessible to all. This includes elderly people or those with special mobility needs. We also consider those with visual impairments or hearing deficiencies. The regulations exist to ensure that reasonable provision is made for all people to gain access to buildings, both domestic and commercial. In public buildings, the standard goes much further to ensure that members of the public can travel around buildings and make full use of the facilities. Examples of these are ensuring that door handles and the doors or the door surround have suitable colour definition and contrast to aid those with visual impairments making their way around buildings independently. These regulations exist to ensure that our built environment is sustainable for all members of our community and that everyone can play their full part in an inclusive society.